We want to turn now to Andrew Ross Sorkin, co-anchor of Squawk Box on CNBC, columnist for the New York Times. Andrew, good morning. I mean, we saw those protests. So that's the look at Main Street, where many people are very worried about looking at their retirement accounts and saying, oh, what happened? The bottom fell out. You cover Wall Street. You're talking to CEOs. And it's interesting to see even a big hedge fund manager like Bill Ackman, who's a big Trump supporter, saying, wait a minute, this is a self-induced economic nuclear winter. Are you starting to see the tide turn and business leaders speak out?
Well, look, I spoke to a number of CEOs over the weekend, most of whom actually don't still want to talk on the record, but virtually all of whom are deeply concerned about these tariffs and what they mean, and I think would like to speak out, but frankly, are afraid. They're afraid that the president will have some kind of retribution against the company if they do. And the question, of course, is, do they do it all together? There's been some conversations about writing letters to the president with, dozens, if not hundreds of them collectively. And they're afraid about what's about to happen to the economy, both in terms of 12, 18 months from now, whether retirees who are looking at the stock market now stop buying things. That's the sort of longer term nervousness. But the shorter term nervousness is something people are not talking about, which is the prospect of contagion. If the stock market continues to fall, it could impact the real economy more immediately because there are investment funds and other places that could start to blow up. If those funds do that, that could have an impact on banks. It could have an impact on credit. And so there are lots of factors that have the CEO and business community on edge this morning.
So there's a perspective to a certain extent from Wall Street, Andrew. Let's go back to Main Street for a second, because the president over the weekend, he said to, quote, hang tough, telling Americans to hang tough. The worries that you're talking about, the concerns that these CEOs are expressing to you, what do those mean for folks who are just trying to buy eggs, trying to buy a house, trying to buy a car? Game that out for us.
Well, I think that right now, in terms of gaming that out, most people who are watching all of this play out are going to sit on their hands for some period of time. That is going to have a negative impact on the economy, irrespective of whether different tariff deals get done. The other question, though, that relates to this is from a negotiating perspective for this administration. If the stock market continues to fall, not only is there pressure from other countries not to negotiate with the president, but there'll be pressure from folks inside the United States telling the president, you got to find an off-ramp. That creates less leverage in that negotiation. So, all of these sort of cross currents and different dynamics are going to be in play when it comes to what happens over the next couple of days and weeks. And the question is, how quickly do we get some kind of resolution to all of this? Because the longer this plays out, unfortunately, the more pain there is, at least in the immediate term.
All right. Andrew Ross Sorkin, thank you, as always. Appreciate that.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.